Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 1802 of What She Up To Now. My paisley wild colored kind of 60s and 70s sort of outfit today. I'm with my weird hair and headband. Today we're talking about free will and of your own free will for supersize your business. What do you do that's of your own free will? What do you have the freedom to do? Of course, it depends where you're listening and where you're watching me from. But here in the United States, we still have a whole lot of freedoms, whether we want to act like it or not. The media will try to tell us, and the government will try to tell us these days that they're taking away our freedoms. But the truth is, the vast majority of us, unless we're doing something that they don't like, we can do what we want. Now, along with freedom comes responsibility. So my question for you today is, do you feel like you're free to be yourself? I like to think that I'm free to be me. And I guess I'm not super controversial. I don't rock a lot of boats or make a lot of waves, but I still do what I want to do with respect to creating the life that I want to lead, that I want to live. And I forgot to actually do where did this idiom come from. I didn't ask what's the origin of this idiom as I was researching it, because I went down some rabbit holes in terms of how many people actually believe that free will exists and don't. There's a whole bunch of scientific stuff on either side of the aisle, and different things about psychology and science that believe or that support or don't support that free will exists, or that free will is even possible. Now, 59% of the population, they did a survey, 59% of the population, this is probably in the United States, the more I think about it, believe that free will exists and is a thing and we have our own free will, and 41% believe that it doesn't. Now, I personally think it's because 59% of us want to exercise our free will, but knowing that if we exercise our free will, if we make choices and decisions for ourselves, not based on other people, what other people think we should do, or try to coerce us or manipulate us into doing, well, then we have to also be responsibility. We have to take responsibility for the results of those choices, those actions, those thoughts, those feelings, and beliefs. And for some people, it's just easier, I think, to just go with the flow and not take responsibility. Just do whatever the media and the world and their bosses and their family members tell them to do. When I was a kid, it was much easier to believe and think and do what my parents wanted me to than to push against that. Now, of course, I was kind of a little rebel always, and a little march to the beat of my own drum person. And so I tended to exercise my free will a lot when I was a kid, and still to this day, I exercise my free will and share my opinion when I think it is appropriate or necessary. And it doesn't mean people have to agree with me. It just means I am going to be true to what I think is right. What I think is right might not be what you think is right at all, because each of us have our own morals and values and experiences that help us decide and make choices that are right for us. And what's right for me might not be right for you. What's right for you probably isn't right for me in many instances. So that's our topic for today. It's day 364 already of the BU 365 day challenge. Getting ready for next year's challenge. A friend of mine suggested that I do something with goals and doing one thing every day to move us toward our goals. Not sure how I'm going to word that yet. I was brainstorming, and I have been brainstorming. I might touch base with him and see if he has any ideas of what to call it. I'd like to have a name and then a tagline. I think I've got the tagline, but I'm working on, well, what are we going to call this challenge? Last year's was the BU 365 day challenge. It was all about becoming a better version of ourselves. Or I guess this year's challenge. And next year's will be about doing one thing every day to move us toward our goals, to getting what we want, because our goals are about getting what we want. And so I'm not sure what I'm going to call it. Any ideas? Hit me up, because I would love some feedback and input on that. I don't want to just be my idea about what it should be called. What else? It's the second to the last day of the year. A lot going on for me, probably for you as well. I'm going to see if I can get my granddaughters for New Year's Eve. That would be kind of fun. Anyway, if I can help you anyway, ask. Otherwise, of my own free will, I say have an awesome day, an awesome tomorrow, an awesome New Year, and join me when you can. Have an awesome day.